Hey there. Long time no see. I just wanted to say hi and give a little bit of an explanation of what I've been up to. Really appreciate those that have reached out and said, I missed your videos. I want to support that kind of stuff. Um, sorry I haven't been able to make content lately. I've been working on a lot of different projects outside of WoW. And frankly, WoW just had a little bit of a turnoff for me 2 months ago. I want to give a little bit of an explanation for that. After doing a little bit of travels, I was coming back and very disappointed to see this TOS change that happened from Blizzard out of the blue. It affects Era, and it just frustrates me how previously they talk about how they don't want to make changes to Era. They want to respect the no change Era community, but they keep doing it, and they keep doing it in weird ways. So a year ago was Stormrend, which was a whole big controversy. It was a sod thing that leaked into Era. And it just was kind of crazy to think that they claimed credit for it. They said that it was intentionally brought into Era, but it made no sense some of the stuff that was also brought into Era. It was very clear from someone playing the game that they screwed up. And instead of owning that screw up, they doubled down and it was just a mess. So in the end, they reverted their change. Stormrend is no longer in the game. And I'm just conflicted and wavering back and forth about the whole no changes philosophy, where I do think that making some slight alterations, you know, things that are quality of life that improve the game are good. I'm someone that plays RuneScape, and old school RuneScape is a vastly different game from the original 2007. I don't think that classic WoW should be that extreme in terms of all the changes that have happened, but that's kind of what fresh is, right? Where they're trying a couple new different things, debuff caps, um, dual talents, that kind of stuff, right? This just frustrated me though. There's no way that they meant to add pole arms for druids on Era. There was no benefit for that. So eventually people complained and they got rid of Stormrend. I thought it was good. I love Stormrend. Most of the people that complained about it aren't people who played Era. They were people that just didn't like the change. And I don't like this change. I want to talk about what happened 2 months ago when gold swapping got banned. I do see the cons of gold swapping. I see why it's bad. What was happening is that Era became the best gold maker on Fresh. People who had Era accounts could go to GDKPs. They could spend 2 hours in a Nax raid, earn 10,000 gold, and then instead of keeping that Era gold, they could find someone on Fresh, right? So they say, hey, I want 1,000 gold on Fresh. You can have my 10,000 gold on Era. And it just created a little bit of a can of worms for Blizzard where it's harder to tell what is RMT activity and what is swapping. And swapping became an RMT category, right? Like some of these guys, they could make money off of swapping. So I get it. Blizzard wants to have a little bit more control of their game. But again, talking about RuneScape, RuneScape has swapping. I think that giving ownership to players and agency to players is good. And the more that you limit legitimate players, the worse it is. So, how does this relate to Stormrend? Well, what happens is Alliance players want the War Chief's buff, right? So they will pay gold for someone to drop the War Chief buff on Horde side, but they don't have Horde gold, so they have to get Horde gold. They swap it over, and doing that from player to player is now not allowed. You have to do it through the neutral auction house and just take the 15% cut or 25% cut, whatever it is. And I think that's lame, right? Like, it doesn't make sense to me that something like that is banned. I think that you should be able to buy something off of the opposite faction. At the same time, I do see it kind of like a game of Monopoly, right? Where if you're playing the game of Monopoly and all of a sudden you have someone outside the game saying, oh, I played a game a month ago and I got a ton of money in that game. I should be able to use it in this game of Monopoly. Like, no, that's defeats the point of playing the game then. The problem is that everyone is still RMTing. The botting problem has not gotten better. It just feels like Blizzard isn't making real changes that actually hurt the people that they're trying to hurt. It just is hurting real players. So disappointed by that. One other example of that on Fresh has been the boons. So boons on Arrow were 10 gold, and a lot of people stocked up on boons. This guy here bought 10,000 gold in boons, and Blizzard made a change on Fresh. Their Fresh server had a bug, an issue with how people were able to buy boons and make money off of boons, basically. It turned into a little bit of an exploit. So the way they fixed it is they changed the price of boons from 10 gold to 1 gold. Well, the problem is if you were on Era, if you stocked up on a lot of these boons, this guy's 10,000 gold now turned into 1,000 gold. This guy lost 10,000, sorry, 9,000 gold just because he tried to be prepared. And I think that sucks. And stuff like this could prevent people from trying to stockpile and do things in the future, right? And I just think that's unfortunate. So, not trying to be a Debbie Downer. I am really excited about the upcoming AQ40 and Nax patch on Fresh servers. Excited to see all the speed runs, the prog, that kind of stuff. Got some things that I want to talk about with BWL before BWL is over. So exciting stuff coming up, but yeah, just wanted to say not super happy with Blizzard. I haven't really felt like talking about it, so I haven't. But hope you guys are doing good. Thank you for all the support, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Peace out.